A-level computer science video with me, Mr Goff, for MrGoff.com. This video focuses on the role of interrupts. An interrupt is a signal sent to the CPU by either software or hardware. Software might send an interrupt if it needed to use system resources. For instance, if a word processor wanted to open a file or send a job to the printer. If you type on a keyboard or use a mouse, it will generate a hardware interrupt in order to deal with your input. Other hardware interrupts include things like a printer running out of paper or a projector's bulb failing, which may result in messages being sent back to the user and displayed on the screen. The idea for the processor to be able to handle interrupts is part of von Neumann's original concept. After each fetch decode execute cycle, the processor can check for any interrupts. If there are any interrupts, the execution of the current program is paused so that they can be handled. Let's take a look at that process in more detail now. When the fetch decode execute cycle encounters an interrupt, the values of the program counter and the registers are pushed onto the system stack. The appropriate interrupt service routine is called and executed. Once the interrupt service routine finishes, the values are popped off the stack and returned to the appropriate registers, and the fetch decode execute cycle can resume. When a processor receives multiple interrupts at the same time, it needs to prioritize the order in which they are executed. Most processors have a predefined set of interrupt priorities, but these can be affected by code. All interrupts are then handled in the order of priority before returning to the main program. That brings us to the end of this short video on the role of interrupts. Join me again in the next video when I'll be looking at some specific input and output devices. Use the resources at MrGoff.com to help you revise computer science, and until next time, it's bye for now.